Before we begin, thank you very much to Epion for joining the Patreon campaign. Thank you for joining. One of my favorite not Gundams. Thank you very much for contributing. I'm like, just a fair warning, I am still getting over this bug that I caught over the weekend. I might have to pause video several times. I might hit the water, but you know what? Daily grind means daily. We keep grinding. Sucks. Like, I've been sick 2 times in the course of this daily video streak, and it's been in the last 4 months. It's not fair. But continue we must, and we really must continue today, because guess what? We have a really big drop of news that I can't save until Monday because it's too much to talk about. New listings from all over the place. We got some Walmart exclusives, some Amazon exclusives, some Target exclusives, some fan channel exclusives. There's just stuff all over the place, and we got to hit all of it. So, the first listings, it's something that I know a lot of people are excited about. Someone mentioned in the comments a bit ago, I think in one of the Q&A videos, and I completely blanked on it. But yeah, the G1 mini bots are on their way back. So, the G1 Minibot Gobots, I should say. So this is, if you haven't seen these before, the idea is they were supposed to be homages to old Gobot characters, but in reality they were mimicking like pre-production or like prototype color schemes for the toys, but they had Gobot names attached to them. So we got a pack of 6 from Takara, which then dropped the Gobot names at the last minute. So it's like only like vague listings that told us who they were supposed to be. Luckily, though, that has stuck because Hasbro has already given us 2. They've given us Bug Bite and they have given us Road Ranger. So we take those 2, and now we have 3 more as a fan channel selects 3-pack. The first is going to be Smallfoot, who I really wish would look more like Smallfoot from the Gobots, but I'll take it. It's going to be redone from the Gears mold because, of course, it is. It's going to look like this, but it's going to be that brand new Gears that we just saw leaked, which is a great take. It's a great take that leaked before this leaked. Otherwise, we'd be talking about, oh, wow, I can't wait to see what the new Gears toy looks like. But no, it's going to be pretty simple. Just swapping the blue for orange for the most part. These are not terribly exciting repaints, if you ask me. The next one would be Treads, redone from the Kingdom Warpath mold. This one is kind of shocking to me only because Warpaths rarely get redone. It's kind of weird to me how rare it is that Warpath molds are retooled into other things, especially at the retail level. Like even the Generations one was only touched by the subscription service. They never, or FunPub in general, they never came out with like a retool or repaint of that character, of that toy in any retail setting, which is upsetting because it's a really, really good toy. Point being, it's always a long time. It's always it's always a long time before Warpaths get repainted, and it's rare. So I'm actually kind of glad to see that happening because it's not a bad mold. And then here's the one that's going to drive people up the wall. It's Pathfinder. So it's going to use the Cosmos mold, obviously, blue instead of the green. I know a lot of people who never got this mold. I know a lot of people who are waiting for Hasbro to reissue the mold. And the fact that it can come out in a Selects 3-pack, means that the exclusivity contract is up. They can use this mold however they want. It would not surprise me if a later line did release this as a normal deluxe at retail, but for now is what it is. You're going to at least have the chance to own the mold and experience it. It's not going to be in the proper color scheme you want, but it's something, and for the fans of the old e-hobby set, this is going to be a really cool one to get your hands on. Now, speaking of Walmart exclusives everyone wants another run on, we have to talk Soundwave because he's in this listing as well. He is listed as a current Legacy United release, but it is a leader class Soundwave, which might throw a few people off. I mean, at one hand, it kind of sounds like they are aware that people will pay for this mold. No surprise. But I don't think it's so much that. I think it's just because they have to pack it out with as many cassettes as they can get away with. We've already seen new cassettes for Rumble and Frenzy, so I don't suspect you're actually going to see them. So I'm expecting Laserbeak and Ravage because, of course, it's going to be those two. It's always going to be those two. But I would also expect Buzzsaw, get one repaint in there, and at the very least, I would expect Ratbat. Not only because it's just the odd bot out that has not had like a proper cassette in a long time, and it's one of Soundwave's more popular cassettes that rarely gets touched, but also because of something else. So this is marked as a repaint of the Earthrise Soundwave or Netflix Soundwave, take your pick. However, I think everyone immediately assumed that it was just going to be like a more cartoon accurate one. But the one you're seeing on screen right now is the version that Takara is doing for their scene pack of 3 Decepticon leaders. And why would Hasbro be able to release their own figure if Takara was doing this exact same idea themselves in a multi-pack? Especially a multi-pack that Hasbro is also marketing on Pulse. Well, as it turns out, we've gotten a secondary report. Not going to confirm or deny this one because I don't know how reliable the source is, but it's a source. It's actually going to be Marvel colors. And if you're going to go Marvel colors, I don't see how you can't put Ratbat into this set as well. Again, if this is true, it's going to annoy a lot of people. Now, me personally, I have my Netflix Soundwave. Mine has not yellowed, so I'm double lucky on that one. But it sucks for anyone who was waiting for a second run of that mold because it's such a popular mold. It's a very good Soundwave. And it's more so frustrating because they've done more cassettes for him in the 86 line, and yet we still do not have, an easy way of getting that figure. I wouldn't be surprised if a Studio Series 86 Soundwave eventually came out. For now, this is them putting a little bit of the Marvel universe into the Legacy line, which kind of makes sense. There hasn't been any real representation for it so far. So I would like to see that. And obviously, like, you've watched this channel long enough, I've campaigned for Marvel color Soundwave because I really like how he looks in the maroon and the steel blue. And I'd really like to see how an actual toy of that looks. Don't know if it'll have the mouth or not. That part might be weird. But at the very least, we're in for a unique Soundwave experience. Even though I'm sure a lot of people will probably buy in this just for the cassettes, depending on who's in there. All right, we can move on now to something a little bit more tame. It's another for the Walmart capsule line, just like Soundwave originally was, except this one is for the Star Seekers, and that is Road Pig. We are confirming the Road Pig as a deluxe release. Probably going to be in the colors you see here on the screen, obviously. But we found out the mold. The mold is Crash Bar. Not a bad fit. Now, the vehicle mode obviously is very different. If we take a look at Road Pig, he's much closer like a classic Harley with a windscreen. And then this one is a lot more, a lot more just kind of like, I don't know motorcycles. I'm not going to claim that this is but it's not the model. It's not the model the original Road Pig was. I speculated previously that this mold was going to be used for Road Pig specifically because it has the 3 headlights across the chest, which is one of his main design details, so that makes sense. Just honestly, look at him. Look at him. He's a guy that I would expect to be called Road Pig. So at the very least, Road Rocket's nemesis, Road Rocket's counterpoint in G2, is actually going to have a release, so you can have that pair fighting it out thanks to Walmart exclusive lines. And it's gonna be another one of those like really like jammed in there. Like for some reason they really like using these Junkions as just like really crammed in homages to old characters. Same way we got like RID Tow Line just because he was a tow truck, even though nothing else fit. Things like that. But I guess, hey, it's kind of a throwback to the old style of homage repainting, I guess. Now, There's another capsule line we can talk about because it's also in these listings, but this one is for the Amazon exclusive one, and this one leaves us with a few things to consider. This is for the Mayhem Attack Squad set that's coming out in Amazon, and Bludgeon is one of the first ones confirmed for the set. It is listed as a Voyager, so all we can really assume is that it's going to be that Bludgeon mold that's on screen right now. How it's going to differentiate itself from its retail release, we don't know yet. I'm presuming a head that is not constantly screaming, potentially something that leans more toward comic book colors, where the Mayhem Attack Squad was actually a thing. That's a potential. We don't know. We don't know for now. We do not know. We do know who he's going to be packed in with, and that is Ruckus. So, in order to do Ruckus, I think you're not getting out of just doing a heavy retool, and I think it's pretty obvious that it's going to be a heavy retool of Beachcomber. That's really the only mold that's appropriate because guess what? I don't care how long it's been since Ruckus had a toy. He's not a character that's getting a brand new mold dedicated just to him. He's just not. But you know what? It's cool. It's cool. Again, another super obscure cut from G1 out of the way. One more added into the ongoing new modern G1 run of toys. The curious part about the Mayhem Attack Squad is that we know it's going to be 3 multi-packs, and now this is only the first one we are aware of, which would mean we have another 2-pack and then a 3-pack on the way. Still no idea exactly what those characters are going to be. You can look up the Mayhem Attack Squad's roster and try to get some idea, especially if you want to base it off of current molds. We might do a guessing game out of that sometime soon, where I'll go through the roster of the Mayhem Attack Squad and just see, like, this mold works, that mold works. Might be fun. Speculative video, I like those. Point being, you got an interesting 2-pack on the way with possibly a redundant Bludgeon. I'm hoping they do something interesting with it, though. All right, we'll move on to other Walmart exclusives, and this is going to go back to the G1 Retro line, which we're going to talk about twice, but we got to take them in turns this time. For starters, we are going to be talking about the final Insecticon Bombshell. I don't know how in Legacy and in the Retro line Bombshell ended up being the 3rd one in line, but he is. It's kind of a weird thing, the way it worked out. He's not going to be anything, particularly shocking, right? It's going to be the same that they did for Shrapnel and Bombshell. No chrome, solid plastic, no translucence, etc. Just flat toy accurate colors on Insecticons, which, okay, fair. I actually like how they look, I've professed my love of the idea of like doing these G1 repaints, right? So I don't mind seeing more of them. The Insecticons don't exactly thrill me, but it's cool to see that they are continuing. They are trying to spice this release up, though, which is the interesting part, because it's not just Bombshell in the box, it's also Ramhorn. They're also packing in Retro Ramhorn. Now, on one hand, this does give you a little bit more bang for your buck, depending on the price, because let's be honest, the Insecticon reissues are a little steep to pay retail for. But I'm also really, I'm kind of impressed because it's a clever way of getting people to buy one more of the Insecticons, because they're also doing the Retro Blaster as a 40th anniversary release, and that one is going to come with Steeljaw, and that's it. So rather than try to get Walmart to take in a whole other wave assortment and another size class just so they could do individual cassettes, which I think the last time they did, they ended up in clearance aisles. So this will get Ramhorn out there. Ramhorn, who despite Blaster's numerous reissues, has not been reissued himself since Platinum in 2015. Ramhorn in general gets the short end of the stick as far as cassettes go. Like I said, though, kind of a neat idea to get that out there. And yeah, it does give me a little bit more incentive to buy Bombshell, which means I might have to go back and track down the other two. I take it back. This isn't clever. This is devious. So this is the part where the flow gets broken up a little bit because this all gets weird and I want to finish off with the big ones. But we're going to hop over to Target's exclusive because they are also getting another exclusive 2-pack. And it's these two. Does it sound familiar? Do I even need to tell you what it's going to be? Yeah, so off of the back of the beloved, Dying Prowl and Dying Ironhide pack, we will now be receiving another 2-pack at Target of Dying Ratchet and Dying Brawn. Isn't that so positive and uplifting? So yeah, what might go down is like one of the worst selling multi-pack exclusives in Transformer history is getting a follow-up. Keep in mind, Target, the whole reason we don't have Earth Mode Hound and Dark of the Moon Hatchet right now is because the first wave of Buzzworthy sold so poorly, they didn't want to get in on the second wave. And yet, the 2-pack we could all find on clearance for like less than $10 at some point, and there were still stacks and stacks of them. No, now there's going to be another one. And we're going to have a 2. Now, on one hand, congrats on Hasbro for completing the gag. Okay, all four crew members from that scene, you can complete that scene now, right? Outside of, you need scale Constructicons. But you know what? Credit where credit's due. At least they did all 4 from that scene. So now, we need a new Wind Charger toy. So he can be 2-packed with Dead Wheeljack. So we can complete the childhood trauma set of exclusives. But no, if the first set did this badly, I can't imagine this set's going to do any better. So get ready to find this thing for about $15 at one point. And then we move into the 2 big ones. And the 2 big ones, of course, means we're going to be talking Optimus Prime. The first one is a Walmart reissue. It's in the retro line. And it is the full Generation 1 Optimus Prime in animation accurate colors for the first time ever. Now, there have been attempts at making the G1 mold a little bit more cartoon accurate with like blue windows and blue eyes, etc. But apparently this is going to go whole hog on making that G1 mold as close to the original as possible. It does include the trailer, and the trailer is kind of a big part of that because, remember in the old cartoon, it didn't have the blue and silver stripe down the side. It was just a flat gray one. So we've never actually had that. The only times I've ever seen that is when they intentionally go anime accurate with the design. Like, I think the smallest transforming Transformer one. I had that one, as a matter of fact. That's about as close as I can remember offhand. But this is weirdly timed. It's very weirdly timed. It's good that it's going with the retro aesthetic and just being like a cartoon accurate repaint. Because remember, we have Missing Link coming out in May. And Hasbro's been promoting that and selling it on Pulse. It's a huge deal release for the anniversary and for collectors in general. And it's just going to eat this thing's lunch, right? It's weird. It's weird that they would market a reissue of the G1 toy while also promoting a complete and total upgrade of the G1 toy. But I guess this is going to be a release for more casual collectors, the kind who just walk into Walmart and go, ooh, wow, Optimus Prime, which is the same reason why that $50 Optimus Prime just cab toy actually sold, because it's casual collectors who want the retro stuff. And then us premium collectors, us, proper Transformer collectors, then we get Missing Link. I mean, I'm curious to see it because I like the retro reissues, but it's going to be weird. It's a very weird choice. And then we have another really weird choice, another Target exclusive. And this one is going to be a reuse of the Laser Prime mold using the trailer from the Earthrise. It's Laser Optimus Prime. It's the trailer from Earthrise. And then there is a Ravage packed in that has been repainted into Bullseye. So this entire Optimus Prime set is going to be decoed and themed as a Target delivery truck. So big, I assume, big Target logos and everything down the side of a presumably white trailer or red trailer. I guess to separate it from the Volvo, they're using the laser mold, which is not my favorite mold, but okay, it's a little bit different. And then I'm thinking about the bullseye. I'm thinking about the bullseye because it's just a, I mean, bullseye as a mascot is just a white dog with a bullseye around its eye. So when you do that, when you turn that into Ravage, I hope there's some retooling because it's going to look like a mean bullseye otherwise. When you turn him into tape mode, he's just going to be a white box. He's just going to be a white box. So, he's just like a mailing box or like a bubble mailer. I mean, that's all I can imagine he's going to look like. This means I'm also imagining what the trailer is going to look like. Like if you just like open up the back and there's just one bubble mailer in the entire truck, which is going to be hysterical. I'm almost hoping for a bunch of just like full, like just pack in, like make it part of the tray. Just like make it so I can punch it out and tape together little Target shipping boxes to just fill the trailer. Just so it looks like a proper thing and it's not just like just one white box inside. Because that's what I'm imagining right now, which is hilarious. But no, those are your listings. It's a ton of new stuff. Lots of hints at what we're getting as far as exclusives, a few random, super obscure characters getting brand new toys, and some interesting continuations. I'm actually happy to see the retro line is continuing, because I think if they can dig up more G1 molds, there's actually some really cool things they could do with that. But that is for another day. For now, thank you very much for watching. Again, I apologize for frequent jump cuts. I'm still getting over this bug, and it's annoying. But thank you for sticking with me. And as always, I will see you next time.